Look, you told your husband once, move on. He can't help you with this. He doesn't want to hear about this. He wished that he hadn't heard about this.
Jordan's messages.
Unresolved feelings. Guys, I've got some unresolved feelings this week. I'm not going to go into it, okay? I might later. I might use my unresolved feelings as a mode of inspiration to solve your life. My life goes to shambles while I build yours up. It's a sacrifice that Jesus himself made too, Josh. His life was just going down the tubes. But it was really building up at the same time. So internally, I feel like I'm just getting trampled on. But
they had him in the first half, not gonna lie.
They had Jesus in the first half, and then in the second half, he just obliterated them. So I'm waiting for my annihilation story to appear. I haven't figured out the words. So I'm going to figure out your words. What you should do for your life. Let's get to the messages. Dear Jordan, I've been happily married to my best friend for just a year and a half now. Soon after we got married though, all of a sudden I found myself craving attention from a guy in one of our friend groups at church. Throw up emoji. I don't have any desire to be with anyone but my husband, and yet I find myself struggling against these stupid feelings for that guy. I don't really understand why I have this struggle. Perhaps I let my emotional guard down once I got married. I know it probably started because I used to be a part of a semi-deep conversations with him and my husband, which probably formed an emotional attachment to somebody psychoanalyzing. I only talk with him when my husband is present, and now I very rarely join them when they go hang out together. I've told my husband about my issue about craving attention from the guy, but I feel like I wasn't blunt enough about my feelings for him. Do I need to be more blunt? It's just so embarrassing and I feel terrible. My husband didn't really say anything when I told him. I think he didn't really know how to respond. So, what should I do now? It's been months since that talk. I just want to know how to stop having a crush on that guy. Sincerely, a new wife who's freaked out by herself. You know, is this, Josh, let's talk about this, okay? Is this one of those things, and I don't mean to be offensive. I never mean to be offensive.
No.
But, no, I don't. But do you think, Josh, that this is one of those things where it's like, I don't want to say like the chemicals that people have been eating. Or maybe the husband eats a certain thing that has made the pheromones or whatever off. And she's like, you know, maybe she's on birth control.
Okay.
And she's like, I'm on this, and now all of a sudden I find this like soy boy at church attractive.
Her hormones
And her husband is like this buff dude who's like out there sledgehammering every day, and she's like, I don't know, I like the soy boy guy. Who my husband like knows. And I don't want to. And she's like on some kind of medication that's like manipulating the way that she's like viewing life.
Yeah, wow. Not where I thought we were going with this.
Well, me either. But this is what goes on often that people don't talk about, Josh.
These people you're hyped up on all this stuff. You don't know what's going on in your head.
I also, not only do I need to know the age, I don't need to know the sexual orientation. I need to know the age, and I need to know your medications that you're on. And then, oh, and only then, can I perfectly bow tie your life. This is a weird one. I've never seen this said. I know it happens. I've never heard it. It's a strange one because it was said so confidently, but so unconfidently at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I've talked to everybody I know about this. I've talked to my husband. I'm now talking to you. I've got this weird thing where I like this other guy and I'm married. That's like not normal though. I feel weird about it, but I'm talking to you and revealing this as if it's normal. So to me that feels like the road to recovery. But it's still a little strange. Look, you told your husband once, move on. He can't help you with this. He doesn't want to hear about this. He wished that he hadn't heard about this. Move on from talking to him about it, I would say, personally. And then these feelings that you're having for this other guy, just shut them out. Okay, no, people are going to be mad at me, Josh. Some people, they're like, Jordan, follow your feelings. Okay, you got married. You got a crush on a soy boy guy. Block out those feelings.
This strikes me as like this, oh no, I had an unpure thought. Now I'm in trouble. How do I start into the whole
This is insomnia right here. I'm tired. I can't sleep. I need to sleep. I have to sleep. I need to stop having feelings for this guy. I can't have feelings for this man. But then the more that you can't have something, the more that you want it.
Yeah, it's like this.
You're thinking about it
too
too
much.
much.
She doesn't actually want the guy. She just has this. She had this thought in her head, and now she feels like, oh no, what am I doing?
What does this mean?
What am I doing? What am I doing?
You're right. I think that I'm telling you to block out these feelings because I don't think these feelings are actually real. I think that you're hyping yourself up too much for no reason. Life is fine. Life is normal. You had a weird thought about a guy one time. Okay, move on. It doesn't define your life. It doesn't define your marriage. Just stop talking about it. Stop talking to yourself about it, and just move on from this. I feel like you're like a slave to this thought.
She's a slave to the deep combos with the best friend.
Right. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Unless you want me to say what the new age people say, Josh. And that is, if you're having feelings for somebody, like maybe you married the wrong person. Maybe their energy is the right for you.
She should have married both of them.
You could have married, there's no rules here. You could have married both of them because both of their energies are synergistic with yours. And you guys flow together, so just do it.
That's what the new age people
That's
say.
what they would say. So I don't buy into that. So I say block out those feelings because you're not actually probably having them and you're just hyping yourself up too much. And also the medications that we might be on that might be playing a factor. I don't know. That advice wasn't great, I'll admit it, but it's the best I could give.
Get on some natural birth control, okay?
Get on some natural birth control. Or just don't be on any.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
Is that what they call natural birth control?
Well, no, there's methods.
Oh.
I'm just saying, don't even use a method. Just do it and it's over.
Crazy.
Just go crazy
Just
and
do
hope.
it. It's over.
So, you missed out on this amazing shirt, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry you did, but you know what else?
Regrets.
You know what you don't want to have a regret on missing out on? BlimeyCon. BlimeyCon is coming to a town near you. It's coming.
Assuming that town is Nashville.
Assuming the town is in Nashville and that it's near you. It is near you. It's an amazing, wonderful time where people who are, like you, who grew up like you did. Maybe they chose to be in this world. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it's just who they are, naturally. But we all have come together through Blimey Cow. And now we're all going to get together for BlimeyCon 2025 in Nashville, Tennessee. It's the greatest, it's going to be the greatest weekend of your life, I guarantee it. And you're going to see a lot of people with these t-shirts, and you might have missed out on the opportunity, but don't fret, because you will have an even better experience than wearing this t-shirt, which is BlimeyCon 2025. We're going to have games, we're going to have swing dancing, we're going to meet your future husband or wife. It's going to be amazing. And we don't want to miss out. We might even, I'm not going to promise this, because I might get too scared. But we might even do a live session of messages with audience questions where there will be no questions about people in the audience. Do you know what I'm saying, Josh?
Yes, I know what you're saying. Nobody's going to be subtweeting anybody.
Nobody is subtweeting in messages, and it can't be anything overly anything, and I will vet the questions. Or Josh will.
Yeah. We'll see if messages happens live at BlimeyCon. I'll believe it when I see it.
Me too. I'll believe it when I see it. But if enough people sign up, maybe I will do it.
Okay. Well, August 8th to the 10th.
August
We're
8th.
doing it.
August 8th
And,
to the 10th.
and tickets are only available to the end of this month.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we've got a serious issue now. We've got a time crunch. This is the crunch time. You need to make a decision. This is our marketing ploy, but it's working on you. I can feel it right now. I can feel.
We gotta print the t-shirts and stuff. I gotta know how many shirts to print, how much food to buy.
Okay, but it's also a good marketing strategy too. Let's admit it.
Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt.
It's called the squeeze.
Squeeze.
What the previous girl needs to do with her husband. The squeeze.
Do it and it's over.
Do it and it's over. Let's get back to the messages. Hey Jordan and Josh, I'm using this format as an outlet because it feels like the only way I can get my true feelings out rather than saying it out loud. I am currently dating my first boyfriend ever. For context, we've been good friends for about 3 years, but things escalated and somehow I ended up catching feelings and he asked me out. Somehow, Josh. Anyway, We've been dating for 3-ish weeks now, and things are still awkward. I'm super comfortable with him, and we have some great conversations, but when it comes to day-to-day convos, it's weird. I really want things to work out, but I'm having a hard time getting over this awkward phase. I want him to feel comfortable enough to be silly, say stupid stuff, punch my shoulder, bug me, maybe even flirt. Not that I think he knows how. Either way, in the way the relationship is going right now, I find it difficult to feel the chemistry. In the books, everything mostly lines up, but I'm just not feeling anything. It doesn't make any sense. Is our past friendship still seeping in? Are my feelings platonic, but I'm just gaslighting myself? I really like the guy, and he has incredible potential. There's just a lack of romance in general. I feel like a glorified friendship, if that makes sense. What should I do? If there's a spark, should I end things, or should I wait things out? Josh, we're back to the 13-year-old questions.
Yeah.
That's fine.
First boyfriend ever!
Okay, here,
Any more to come?
let me give you the advice that nobody will say. Okay. This awkward phase is the best part of your whole life. It's the time where the least can happen. You get to know each other. You get to figure out life together in a way that you can't even explain. If it works out, you guys are going to be bonded even more. You guys value having conversations more than just touching each other constantly. So it's kind of this golden hour, all right? And you think that this is like the end or like a part that just shouldn't even be written about, but it's actually pretty significant, okay? When I look back at life, people that I liked, you think back fondly to the kind of awkward moments, and you're like, wow, we were both just kind of trying to figure things out, and maybe it didn't work, but like we both helped each other in the grand scheme of life to get to where we are now. So don't put too much, like, if I could tell myself back then, when you're stressed out and you're sitting there and you're homeschooled, you're trying to focus on school, and you're like, man, what did that AIM message mean? What did the instant message mean? Why didn't she respond back? Or like, she seemed cold when she said that, maybe. Why was she so cold? When she was probably just like doing something, and you're like worried about everything. If I could tell myself back then, it's like, just chill out. Like, it doesn't matter. This is just, there's so many people out there. And if you could just go through life not stressing out about what everybody else is doing or how your relationship is melding with everybody else's, and just like live your life, then you would actually, probably be less awkward because you're not worried about what the other person is thinking. And you don't get to that point until you're older, and then when you're older, you're still doing it, but to a lesser extent.
You hide it better.
You hide it a little bit better. And then when you get even older, like to be your parents' age, then you're really doing that. And then when you become your grandparents' age, you couldn't care less about what anybody is thinking about you. And so everyone is just evolving down this ladder of awareness when it comes to how other people think about them. But you're in the first steps that everybody, when they look back at their life, they're like, man, that was kind of rough back then, but wow, that was kind of fun, at the end of the day. So I would just not stress out about if you're gonna be with this guy forever. Okay, you like somebody, that's great. I'm not downplaying that at all, but at the same time, we kind of are.
Like,
but
why you gotta put a label on it anyway? Just be friends.
Yeah.
With someone, and
right.
Maybe it's gonna. If you're that young anyway, it's not like you can do anything about it.
Exactly.
You shouldn't.
And if you ever watch anything like The Office or all this stuff, or any show, the most idealized relationships in any shows are ones that weren't defined. Mm-hmm. They just existed, and then they realized, oh, I guess we're like together. Yeah. I guess we're like dating now because we do stuff together. And it just happens naturally. That's life that you want to, especially at this young age. Okay, maybe when you're older, things are a little bit more defined. But when you can't do anything, you can't barely drive. You just got your license. You have your permit. You can't be out past 10 because of the permit laws or whatever. I remember that. Like, just just hang out, get to know each other's families, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But like, it doesn't define your life. The only way it's gonna define your life is if you think it's gonna define your life and you let it define your life, and then you're gonna go down this dark path, this dark hole of a life where you're trying to hold on to something that never actually was gonna be anything.
So true.
So just release, and then it will all come to you. That's my thought.
Well said.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so I guess that's it. You know, sometimes I give answers that are so deep, I can't even remember the answers that I gave. They just flow from me. It's like just like living. How can I remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday? Because I eat the same thing every day, so I know what it is, you know. But at the end of the day, how can I know what the 10th word was that I said in the morning yesterday? There's no way. I couldn't come up with that word, Josh, because it mattered so much, I'm sure. But it didn't matter at all. It's just like my answers with these questions. See, it made no sense what I just said. But if you warp your mind enough, you can come up with where I was going with that. So just know that what I was saying was smart. And it felt good.
Know it.
Just know it in your heart. Don't be messy. And leave good messages. And come to BlimeyCon.